Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 121. I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I do hope you guys are doing better than yesterday. Now, today, I don't know what is going on, but it has been freezing. We're coming into spring now in Australia. It should be getting quite hot, and it does get pretty hot, guys. The sun was a bit steamed today, but I don't know. Tonight just a bit chilly, so I'm wearing a bit extra clothing. Normally, I don't do this, but the heater makes a loud ass noise, and you don't want any of that. But today has been another victory, right? I just been outreaching, listening, reading, everything, journaling, meditating, all this, just fun stuff. And at this point, it's just something I enjoy now. It's just fun stuff that I like to share with you guys because it is my progress. It is my process. Sorry, not progress. I had made progress, but this is the process that it took to make the progress. That kind of hits. But yeah, it's just doing what is necessary, doing what is essential to become better than yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I mean, you probably haven't noticed, but I had started a skincare routine because I am tired of these, whatever these pimples or acne or whatever, something like the pores. I don't know. I'm still new to this shit, so don't start hating me and attacking me. I'm still learning, and that's good because we're learning. I also learned today how important it is to wear sunscreen. Like I always hated sunscreen. It's just this oily substance, and then it gets on your face, and then it's just everywhere. However, I do think I used to put too much sunscreen because I used to have just sunscreen dripping and stuff. I think now using less sunscreen, it kind of just sinks into your skin, so I don't really bother it. But it is super important because the sun dries out your skin. Whoa, like new shit, right? But I obviously didn't know this. The sun dries out your skin, and you get wrinkles, and you all get dehydrated. I never knew this, so now I am implementing these new habits, this new routine to take care of my skin because I want a clear face. I want a clear face. I want to touch my face and know that there's no lumps and bumps when I scrub or whatever. But also a bad habit is to touch your face. Isn't it amazing the things we learn if we just spend some time to it? Obviously, there's still much for me to learn, but it's just taking that one step at a time. But what the skin routine had done to me is not also that I get clear skin. Like, yeah, you may get clear skin, but when I applied the skin routine to myself, I loved it. I loved it because that means that's telling me, that's showing me that I am actually taking care of myself. I'm actually loving myself. And when you start believing something, when you start believe that you love yourself and the action follow, or vice versa, when you actually act, you start to believe you actually truly love yourself because you're doing these steps that means or that shows what a person who takes care of themselves would do. So it just is something psychologically that I have no idea what it is because I'm not a psychologist, but all you psychologists out there, you probably know what I'm on about. But if not, I don't blame you because I don't make sense sometimes. But what I want to talk about today is four different personalities we have in this world, four different personality traits that every single human being in our world has. Not all of them, but some may do, but majority, either one will prioritize one personality over the other. But it is important to understand the person you're talking to and what personality they have, just so you know how you're going to approach them, what things you say may not flatter them, but they will appreciate the things you say, and what are some things you shouldn't say or some things you shouldn't do that may offend them or they may pull away from you. Because if you guys know, if you want someone to like you, if you want them to feel joy to be around you, then you should focus on them. You should focus on them. You should make them feel important. And the way to do that is obviously, say all these words and that. But the sincere way to make someone important, to make them feel special, is to pay attention to their uniqueness, pay attention to their personality. So if you just want to not make more friends, but if you just want to have more people like you or have a bigger influence, have a bigger circle, or just live day to day in your life more pleasure, have the people you come in contact with share the same joy with you, and pretty much just live in peace and harmony. If that is the life you inspire to live, then it's super crucial to understand these four personalities and the person you're talking to tomorrow or tonight, or maybe to the next person you talk to actually understand and know what their personality is, just so you can say the right thing, you can act accordingly to their traits, and just to have a more picture square time just between the both of you. And that is the goal of life. It's just to be in harmony, right? To be, I guess, in peace with people. So the first personality I want to talk about is a popular sanguine. Now, I read this book. I finished reading this book today, recommended by my mentor. It's called Why That Way. Now, obviously, this book talks about these personalities, so I'm just giving it a brief overview. Saves you guys a lot of time reading the book. Great book, but there's no point reading a book when someone like me can explain, right? So the popular sanguine is the popular kid, right? They decide to have fun. They are like loud, open. So I'm sure you guys, these are the most easiest to spot people. They are extroverts, right? They talk a lot. They say too much. They don't think when they speak, and they say it very loud. So you guys can hear these people like a mile away. They're very easy to identify because they're loud. They're loud and open. And if someone is loud and open, most likely they're a popular sanguine. Now, these people emotionally needs people's attention, affection, approval, and acceptance. So if you can give the popular sanguine, the extrovert, these things, if you can give them attention, if you can give them your affection, if you can give them approval and acceptance, they will love you. All right, they will simply love you. And obviously, a plus would be if you can match up to the energy, if you can just be as loud or you can just be as open. So then when you talk to someone that is a popular sanguine, they're not feeling like they're talking to a brick wall or someone that's an introvert. You guys will notice if you have been an introvert like myself, when this popular kid comes up to you, when they talk very quickly and talk all loud, you kind of like what do I say? Like you probably are processing because you have a logistic brain. You're processing what to say next at its best. But here you have someone in front of you that's yapping away like a train, So, and it's important to then just pay attention, give them approval, just doing the bare minimum, just paying tribute to the emotional need will make a time more easy. It wouldn't create any awkwardness. So that is important. That is important, and it's very easy to spot them. Very, very easy to spot a popular sanguine. Move on to the next. A powerful choleric or choleric. They are leaders in the world, right? They desire control. They desire control, and they are also very easy to spot. Now, here's the thing: out of all the personalities, only the introvert is more harder to spot because they don't have any extreme qualities. They're more like chill back, laid back. They kind of are like a chameleon. They blend into situations rather than having their own trait that kind of trumps everyone else's, that kind of stands out in the crowd. But a powerful caloric, a leader, is easy to spot because is they give off this energy. They give off this energy when you are in a room with a powerful leader. Their aura just tells you something. It's like subconsciously, you just know that, whoa, this guy is different. They dress sharp, they have nice body language, they sit straight, head up high, walk, with the swag, walk, down the street. Very, very simple to spot. They don't care, and they have a mission. Also, one trait that is easy to spot them by is they have a scroll on their face all the time. Not necessarily they're mad, but because they have intention, they have focus, they are dedicated, they have a mission, they're out there to conquer, right? They have a flag to stick in the ground somewhere. So they always have that wolf eye, that laser focus, not mad, but just really like staunchy type shit. But yeah, very easy to spot. Now, obviously, being a leader, their emotional needs will be loyalty. They love loyal people. They love sense of control, appreciation, and credit for work. If you credit them for the work they done, they will appreciate you. But if you do the work for them and you give them the credit, oh boy, that's a different story. You're gonna be their like wingman. You're gonna be like the next one up if they something like that. But they really appreciate just like not servants, but people who will listen to them and will appreciate their guidance and give credit for their work. They are suckers for that. These people are threatened by anger, threatened by rebelliousness. So if you're rebellious, then you're gonna get on the bad side. And you don't want to be on the bad side because you want harmony, right? That's the whole point of this video. You want to create harmony with people. So just let them talk. Let them kind of point their fingers at you and telling you to do this and that. Obviously, set your boundaries, but just know you will be expected to be guided by these people. Next, peaceful, phlegmatic. These are the introverts, right? They desire to have peace, just very peace, chill back. And I'm an introvert, and I just, like to chill back and just listen, kind of analyze everyone else's conversation while in my head just thinking about all the good stuff, right? We like peace and quiet. And we really appreciate our emotional need is peace and quiet. So we love quietness. We love a feeling of worth. That means somebody knowing our true worth when we are quiet, and respect. Respect, that's very simple because a lot of the introverts, I'm not going to speak for all introverts, but I'll speak for myself. Personal experience, introverts don't get too much respect or a feeling of worth because we are so laid back, so quiet, kind of stuck in our own shell. We don't really share our uniqueness. And people kind of overlook us because people overlook me, right? Again, talking about myself, people overlook me because even in social settings, even that settings where you're supposed to prove yourself, I lay back. I lay back, I quiet, I sit in the corner. So people will think you're shy. And when you're timid, timid is just really a banal trait. It's just very boring, and nobody really enjoys to be around the loser, right? Let's just put it out there, guys. Nobody likes to be around the quiet kid unless you're quiet too. But the popular sanguine, the powerful choleric, everyone else loves to do their own thing. They either like to be dominant or they talk a lot. So if you're quiet and laid back, sure you have your own uniqueness in a way, but that really rarely get recognized. So we really appreciate, which is why we really appreciate when people notice our worth and people respect us because we seldom get that. And that's the truth. However, the good thing is that out of all the personalities, we are the least likely to be noticed, the least likely to be identified because being an introvert, not only because we are laid back, but if you are an introvert that kind of is on self development, you have the ability to kind of blend in. Now, all introverts have some ability to blend into the crowd because we don't really have any extreme trait. Like we are not over the loud talking, or we are not really open. We are not really leadership type. We're not really perfectionists, but we can be a little bit just to blend in with the conversation. So it is very hard to identify introvert just on that basis because we are so laid back. Not many people will notice who we truly are unless they actually take the time to take the time to get to know us. I guess that's a good thing, right? You can blend in this stuff and kind of be the last person to be noticed. But moving on to the last, right? Perfect melancholy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Perfect melancholy. They are perfectionists, right? They are perfectionists in our world. They love everything to be perfect. They're ducks in the whole row before they take action, right? They're perfect, and they need people who are supportive, sensitive, and space and silence, right? These people love to take their time to work on their craft, don't love interruptions, and don't love to be really judged and so on. They like to take space to themselves when times do get a bit stressful and just work on what is important. Maybe these people have uh, OCD or something like that. They just love everything nice and tidy. Now, to spot a perfect melancholy is their quietness, right? Their quietness, they're really close and they are very, very tidy. Like I said, they're very tidy. So if you have someone in school freaking have a pencil case, right? And just it's just all tidy. Like they have their pencils separate, they have their erasers separate, they have their highlighters separate, or just these boys and girls, right? Boys and girls that these people who have their notepads with the sticky note on the side is all organized. Like, yeah, bro, like they're perfectionists, right? They're perfectionists and they're just very organized people. And you can't go wrong with organized people because if you ever are on a date or you ever have any like something important, go and ask out a perfect melancholy because these people value time a lot. So they will most likely not fuck up your appointment. So if you have like a deadline, if you have like an important group topic, group assessment, whatever you guys do, go for them because they'll be there, get it done to the best of their ability, and probably carry you and your team. But other than that, if you have anything important, you'll realize that majority of the time, if you ask a popular sanguine, like the loud and open person to do the work for you, or rely on them when you have a special date or gathering, you'll most than likely notice that they do not come on time because they are just so open. They're just so like loud and so energetic that they kind of overlook time. They're very bad with time. Let's just say it that way. Not all are bad with time, but as a whole, as a majority, the loud and open person is the worst with time. But that really leaves it with us with the four personalities. Now, it is very important to understand who you're dealing with because I learned this the hard way, but we can never change someone. We can never change someone no matter how much we enforce or how much logic we feed into this person's brain. Like if you're trying to change someone with your personality, but when they are different to you, you're only going to take away what you already have. You're only going to take away the relationship that you had established. People just simply don't want to be forced. People simply don't want it to change, and this is their nature. And people gravitate towards people who add to their life, who add to their personality, and they avoid from people who subtracts or take away from their personality. So noticing that we cannot change people by forcing them with our own personality and our own opinions, if we know this to be the truth, then we can only, or the healthier way is to play into their personality, add to their life, and just have a good time together. You don't have to change someone if they don't want to change, but you can still have a great conversation with them, a great time, an amazing time, if you just take the time and understand their personalities, their emotional need, and give it to them and make them feel important. Obviously, this is by no means a deceit tactic, a manipulation move. It can definitely be used as that. You can definitely charm everyone if you know their emotional need, if you know them, if you know their personality. So this can definitely be used as an evil tactic, of course. But like all manipulations, like all lies, I had learned from personal experience, it never lasts. I tried all that. Of course, you do get what you want in the short term, but to build a healthy and loyal network, a great network, manipulation and lying is very bad business. So just take that into consideration and know next time if you do have the urge to tell someone they're wrong or have the urge to enforce your opinion and personality onto someone else, just know that they don't give a fuck and they'll probably hate you and resent you and run away from you next time. So instead of that, avoid that at all costs and just figure them out. Take some time to figure them out. Look for the visual cues and see what you can say and do to make their life better so they know next time if they have some issues, if they want someone to talk to share their personal things about to have trust, to build a friendship, a acquaintanceship they call it nowadays. If you want that relationship, if you want to be that person that's very valued, then play into their personality, share and add to their personality, and that is the way to go in life, guys. But we can only do this if we understand first the four personalities, and I'm sure you guys have done that today. Well, I tried to mention it, but I think I did a good job. In 20 minutes, long video, but I did a good job. But that being said, I hope you guys learned something from this. If not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.